Hello and welcome to MalMakes. Today we're going to be talking about acrylic color mixing with a conventional color wheel. This video is actually first in a series on basic color mixing for acrylics, and it's going to be really good for beginning painters. But even if you've been painting a while, these exercises are great for you to do too because you end up with some good references that you can work with as you're painting. For this first video, we're doing the most basic of color mixing, which is filling in a color wheel with only 3 tubes of paint. So those 3 colors that you're going to need are red, yellow, and blue. When you're picking out your colors, I'm going to put the names of some of the actual paint colors in the description, but when you're picking out colors, you can look and see which color is the most red. So it's going to be the reddest color. You don't want it to be burgundy, you don't want it to be pink, you don't want it to be red-orange, you want it to be fire truck red. And the same is going to go for yellow, not too lemon, not too like a gold orangey color. And for blue, you don't want it to be too turquoise or too like indigo. You want it to be a very royal blue. A color wheel is a way to organize your colors to show their relationships. And there's a few different types, but I want to touch on 2 briefly. The first one is a CMY color wheel, which tends to be used in graphic design and printing. It stands for cyan, magenta, and yellow. This is actually more of a scientific color wheel that they've learned these are the true primary colors. It's a totally different way of thinking than most people are taught in their elementary school years. The other one, the RYB, is red, yellow, and blue. Most people have some background knowledge on this color wheel. They learned Roy G. Biv as kids, or maybe in elementary art school you practiced mixing your colors on a color wheel and you learned an RYB color wheel. Now, because the CMY is such a different thought process and most people have some background knowledge of an RYB is a really good starting point for color mixing because you know some of that already. Now, my colors for today are going to be cyan, magenta, and yellow. And even though they have those names, they're more of a royal blue, a true red, and a yellow. They're not really a true cyan and a true magenta for a CMY color wheel. Besides your red, yellow, blue colors, you're also going to need something to paint on. I'm going to be doing this on a canvas board, but a canvas would work as well. You could do it on paper in your sketchbook, and if you don't want to draw out your color wheel, you could print a blank one and fill it in. If you're drawing, you want to take your compass and draw the biggest circle you can. When you're drawing your circle, make sure you leave room to label your colors as you're painting them. And I'm going to start breaking this up into 12 sections by lining up the marks I use to find the center of the canvas. And I'm going to break this in half first. I want this cut into 12 equal pieces, so I'm going to use a protractor and make a mark every 30 degrees. With all of my tick marks, I can just take my ruler and connect them. So if I take this one and this one, I can just connect them with the ruler and draw a straight line, drawing 2 pieces at once. Our first 3 colors we're filling in are red, yellow, and blue. Those are our primary colors. These are the colors we're using to make everything else on this color wheel. So I'm going to start with yellow because I find yellow is the hardest to keep clean. Once I have a lot of color on my palette, yellow tends to get shifted and look a little orange or a little muddy. So I like to start with yellow. And I'm going to put a little bit of yellow on my palette and fill in one of the top pieces. For each of these, I'm going to label them by their hierarchy and color name. So yellow is going to say primary yellow. These 3 primaries need to be 3 equal distances from each other on the color wheel to make sure we have enough room for the rest of our colors. So in order to do that, with 12 spaces, I need 3 triangles between red and yellow. The 4th triangle is where red is going to be. Our last primary is blue, so again I'm going to count 1, 2, 3 triangles, and the 4th one is going to be blue. Secondaries are the colors that you get by mixing equal parts of two primaries. So I'm going to start by mixing equal parts of yellow and red. I know I'm done mixing when I don't see any streaks of the original primary colors. The new color is obviously orange, and I'm going to put this directly between red and yellow because it's half red and half yellow. Just like the primaries, I'm also labeling the secondaries with their hierarchy in their name. So orange says secondary orange. Continuing around the color wheel, I'm going to mix equal parts of red and blue to make a violet. Mixing the last two primaries, we're going to get green and put it halfway between yellow and blue. Lastly, we have our tertiary or intermediate colors. These colors are mixed with one primary and one secondary, and you can't just pick any primary and any secondary, you need to pick two that are next to each other. So if I pick primary yellow and secondary orange, I'm going to get tertiary yellow-orange. To label this, we're doing the same sort of process with the hierarchy and then the name, but for the name, I want to use the primary name first, hyphen the secondary name. Then I'm going to continue around the color wheel, mixing a primary and a secondary, and putting it right in between the two. When I finished all the colors, I decided to clean it up a little, so I took some liquid black paint, went over all the lines, the outside of the circle, I rewrote all the labels legibly, and I had some space at the top, so I decided to put a title up there. But now that this is done, you can start to see how these colors interact. You can think about, if I want a blue-green paint, you can look at your color wheel and decide, if I take blue and blue-green, I'll get something closer to what I want. And then you can kind of decide, well, I want it to be a bit more blue-green than what I made. So then you can add more blue-green, kind of moving it more closer to this color. So that's kind of the first way that you're going to use a color wheel to decide how to mix a color. Now there's more factors in mixing colors to make sure you have the perfect shade that you're looking for. And over these next color mixing videos, we're going to kind of go over how you can start with the color wheel and then kind of go into the other steps to figure out exactly how to make the right color. So the next video in the series is all about value, so we'll talk about different ways of making your colors lighter and darker. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future episodes of MalMakes, and I'll see you again here for another MalMakes video.